What's going on? Another day, another dollar. See what we got going on in the shizop today. It's not too cold, so I don't think we'll need a fire. A little drizzle outside. Alright, I want to do a vid on that ground clamp right there. Replacing that, so might do that and then start tearing into this XLT. So, let me set the camera up and do this ground clamp video. Yes, so the Chicago Electric 90 amp flex wire welder, Harbor Freight, $100. Great beginner welder. Lay down some beads, weld some stuff together. It doesn't break the bank. You can do it on a 110 outlet. I mean, here in this trailer, I'm doing it on a long, heavy-duty extension cord. Not your normal extension cord, one made for hooking up an RV. I don't remember the gauge. You want to probably go with a 10 gauge or more heavy duty. But anyways, first thing I would do to upgrade this, which I'm just getting around to, I bought this when I just got all the accessories for this welder, and life happens. You want to weld something together when you want to weld something together, and you don't want to take the time to do this, but finally getting around to it. So first thing we're going to do, cut this plastic guard off. I'm sure I could do it in a kinder manner. Grab some pliers. Let me try to do it the reusable way first. Although, why would I ever want to reuse this thing? Oh, look at that. One pull of the old pliers and it already wanted to rip, so we're just gonna cut her open. No need to reuse this cheap thing anyway. Alright, so there you go. There's the inside. Couldn't be more basic than that. Undo this screw. Alright. Gotta undo that nut. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Loosen that bad boy up. Get your magnetic parts holder. Wiggle all that stuff out of there. Looks like they got about 4 washers. Okay, 2. Alright, so as you can see, they pinched the wire in there, so grab needle nose pliers again. Just bend that tab back. Pa-bam! Throw this sucker in the trash. Okay, so now you just got the ground cable with this butt connector on there. You're just gonna take your wire snips, snip that straight off. Whole thing, you don't need it. It's junk. Just want copper. The whole reason I'm making this video is because there was a guy, the only one I saw actually with this welder, who reused that thing. But the problem is the guy's using the cheap ring terminal from the old clamp when there's no need to do so. He's trying to get rid of the old clamp because it's made of an inferior metal, and yet he's using a ring terminal off the old clamp on his new clamp, so he's still introducing a poor connection. Might work, but it's not going to be as good of a connection as what I'm going to show you how to do. So all you need to do is strip the copper ground wire. Just cut the insulation off the end. You can use a utility blade and some pliers to pull off the little pieces. If you have a huge wire stripper, go ahead and use it, but I don't, so I'm just using a knife and some pliers. So down at the bottom, you can actually just slit it on either side and make a Y like that. So that's what you want, 50-50 on either side. And don't worry about getting the rubber all the way down there. You can actually do that Y shape because what you're going to do is wrap around this bolt. And yeah, it doesn't matter if you have rubber on the sides. You just need copper. But yeah, you're going to want to put your wires back together to go up through the bottom of this, because you got to avoid that spring. So come up through the bottom. Alright, then get your wires back in a Y shape. I'm sure some of yours got thrashed around like mine did, so try to neaten them out, straighten them out, neaten it up. Once it's looking pretty, bring them to the bolt, wrap around the bolt. That's where you want to grab your washer, lock washer, nut. That's what you're looking for there. And then get your, what is this, 14 millimeter socket. Slowly tighten it while trying to keep the wires pressed in there. You don't gotta go crazy on it. Nice snug finger tight fit. Yeah, if you're worried about those wires fraying out, which I'm sure they will, I think I'm going to talk myself into soldering this just so it's more permanent. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if you have a soldering iron, do a little solder there on the end and maybe on the sides, just to keep things nice and tight and neat, and prevent fraying and your wires just kind of splaying out all over the place in the future. So let me get my soldering set up and I'll show you how I do that. Our Primo Deluxe soldering tools. Hobby wood burner, Harbor Freight, probably $5-10. Cheap setup, gets the job done. Let's do it. Got a little flux paste on what you want to solder. you want to be letting your heat go through the copper, and then your solder melt because the copper is hot, if you know what I'm saying. Although you'll see me touching the wire, the soldering wire at some points, if it doesn't want to be melting quick enough. Yeah, the best way to do it is to have the copper actually heat up, and I'll draw the solder into the wire instead of just basically dropping melty solder balls, blobs on top of your wire. So clamp gets thrown in the dirt or banged around or jangled around, you know, that's not going anywhere. All those wires are firmly attached to one another, and a nice solid ring around the copper bolt, so should conduct electricity really well and hold up for a long time to come. So I encourage you to do the same. Transform your Chicago Electric flux core welder. 100% better clamp than what came with this welder, so I think Harbor Freight sells this $5-10. Go out, pick yourself up one, and follow this video, and you should be making better welds in no time.